Coming up on today's episode of Airborne Unlimited, Eclipse and Kestrel join to become one aviation. SpaceX tries again to land its Falcon 9 booster, and Flight Design test flies its four-place airplane. Welcome to Airborne Unlimited. I'm Ashley Hale. Call it the Aero-Marriage of the decade. It's just been announced that Alan Klapmeier will lead the integration and growth of a new multiple product aviation company, incorporating two of our favorite aircraft. One Aviation Corporation has been formed to design, develop, and manufacture a family of aircraft, each of which will be a market leader in its category and class. One Aviation's core products will include the Eclipse 550 twin-engine light jet and the Kestrel K350 single-engine turboprop. The Eclipse jet is currently in production and is the world's only twin-engine light jet priced below $3 million. While flying at 41,000 feet and incorporating auto-throttle technology, the Eclipse jet is not only the most fuel-efficient aircraft in its class, but one of the world's safest aircraft, with over 300,000 incident-free fleet hours. The Kestrel K350, currently under development, will redefine the industry's single-engine turboprop market. Like the Eclipse, the Kestrel K350 is designed to make high-performance aircraft more accessible to the general aviation customer by reducing complexity and increasing value. We'll keep you posted as we receive more news on this game-changing new venture. The fact that private industry is being used by the United States to resupply the International Space Station, and that the SpaceX Company successfully launched its sixth mission yesterday should be a big story. And it is, but it's not the only story of the mission. The story continues with the attempted landing of the Falcon 9 rocket booster. The first attempt in January to have the booster land on a floating barge by backing down under its own rocket power was unsuccessful. On this first attempt, the rocket was not vertical and it crashed onto the barge. The most recent attempt to land the booster occurred yesterday and resulted in an almost success. The rocket did land vertically on the barge, but it then tumbled over because of the sideways motion of the floating landing pad. Another attempt at this very difficult landing maneuver will be made in late June. We tip our hats to SpaceX for their success on the supply mission and their determined research into returning their booster in reusable condition. After the break, the first flight of Flight Design's four-place airplane is a success.
Redbird is quickly becoming the industry standard for flight training. Since Redbird introduced its revolutionary FMX in 2007, colleges, universities, and flight training operations around the world have integrated Redbird products into their curriculum. It's time to discover what Redbird can do for you. Join the migration.
Now certified, Aspen Avionics single-band ADS-B ATX100 and ATX100G transceivers are the next-gen ADS-B solution that provides the features pilots need while keeping flyaway costs low. Check it out now at aspenavionics.com.
Sandia introduces the new SAI 340 Quattro TSO'd airspeed, attitude, altitude, and slip. With integral backup battery, safety never looked so good. See it now at www.sandia.aero.
Welcome back. If you have a story suggestion for Airborne, Aero-TV, our website, or podcast, just drop us an email to news-spy@aero-news.net. Last fall, Flight Design, the manufacturer of the popular CT series of light sport aircraft, promised to fly its new certified four-seat airplane called the C4 by the opening of the German Aero Friedrichshafen show. The development team achieved their goal last week. Tom Pagini, president of Flight Design USA, importer of the German company's products, and test flight director for the C-4 development, reported, quote, "The C-4 really performed as expected. Very few first flights proceed through the entire test card, yet we completed all the points permitted under the EASA established flight conditions," end quote. Pagini went on to say, quote, "We will release more data and will provide more detail on the C-4 development schedule after we get through Aero and Sun and Fun," end quote. The two important air shows, one in Europe and one in the US, run nearly back to back. The prototype will immediately continue development flight evaluations and will not be seen in the USA until later this year. With some 2,000 Aero-TV programs webcast to cyberspace, sometimes it's fun to look back and enjoy the places we've seen, the pilots we've met, and the planes we've flown. Here's a look at one of our favorite Aero-TV classic episodes.
Approximately 20 years ago, I was introduced to Paul at the original airplane factory, which is a building that's up in Camp Schaller, and began coming down and helping Paul in the airplane factory, volunteering there on many different projects over the years.
The EAA came to be because of President Paul Poberezny and his Baby Ace airplane. This video from AirVenture 2014 provides details about the recreation of his Baby Ace lookalike. Search Honoring Our Legacy on Aero-TV's news channel. After these messages, the FAA socks Beechcraft with a fine.
Charging cables, cuts down cockpit cable clutter, and allows you and your passengers to fly cordless and eliminate the cable nightmare. www.aviationmodificationleaders.com.
The KSN 770 is an affordable WAS-enabled integrated MFD with a flexible hybrid user interface from Bendix King. Get your fingers on the 770's perfect blend of touchscreen and hard buttons. Easily control your GPS navigation, Navcom, weather, traffic, and terrain in any condition. For more information, go to bendixking.com.
There's a difference between charting a steady course and pushing for the ceiling. And for nearly a century, Hartzell Propeller has been defining that difference. It's in our passion for engineering and research and our dedication to testing the limits of performance. We are built on honor. We are Hartzell Propeller.
Welcome back. With so much news coming out of the aviation industry, we're summarizing some other interesting stories in a brief segment we call Around the Patch. The FAA has proposed a $430,000 civil penalty against Beechcraft Corporation of Wichita, Kansas, for allegedly failing to maintain the required aircraft production quality control system. The issue is leaks in Beechcraft's barren fuel tanks. FreeFlight Systems has released ADS-B View 2.0. It's a free next-gen aviation iPad app that provides weather, traffic, and textual data to the aircraft pilot. It uses the Ranger ADS-B system and goes by Wi-Fi to the tablet. The FAA will host its first international Rotorcraft safety conference from April the 21st to the 23rd at the Hurst Conference Center near Fort Worth, Texas. This free event is part of the FAA's Rotorcraft Safety Initiative. Accord Technology announced the introduction of their TSOC 199 compliant GPS source, the new NexNav MicroEye. Accord claims their new MicroEye is the only advanced, low-cost, lightweight GPS SBAS OEM solution for light and experimental aircraft. Well, that's it for today's trip around the patch. Let's move on to the rest of the news. The Papillon Group will unveil its Golden Helicopter on Thursday, April 16th. The celebration will be the culmination of 50 years of hard work from 3 generations of one family. The Golden Helicopter, which is an Airbus H-130TC, also known as Copter 50, will arrive at Papillon's Boulder City Aero Center as part of a 5-helicopter formation. This ceremonial formation symbolizes 5 decades of operation as the world's largest and longest-running helicopter tour company. Papillon's Brenda Halverson said, quote, "This dazzling helicopter was created to commemorate our golden anniversary and to celebrate the greatest aviation team in the tourism industry," end quote. Well, that's our program for Wednesday, April 15th. Remember to get comprehensive real-time 24/7 coverage of the latest aviation and aerospace stories anytime at aero-news.net. Remember that Airborne Unlimited is streamed daily Monday through Friday. Please join us in a growing roster of over 100 outstanding industry associations and organizations every weekday for the best in aviation and aerospace news. I'm Ashley Hale. Thanks for watching.